I had this sort of unbelievable belief that it was written in the stars.
In recent times, Tottenham have battled an enduring trophy drought. Years of near misses, shock defeats, and inconsistency has plagued Spurs as they haven't won silverware for 16 years. Although Tottenham is a club with a proud history, as we look back at one of their finest moments on its 40th anniversary. This is 84 European glory 40 years later.
I know against Austria Vienna when we won over there. We really believe that's a quarter final. We really believe we could win it. We'd come close a couple of years before with Barcelona in semi-final, and we felt it was overdue. So when we played then, we really felt we could have a real chance. We had a good enough team, and we had experience. So I think that's a very important Europe.
Having won back-to-back FA Cups, Spurs were looking for more European glory, and after beating the likes of Bayern Munich in far northern run, Spurs would face reigning champions Anderlecht in the final.
It was a big European Cup final. It's not like Europa League is now. This was like second, third, fourth. I mean, we knocked Bayern Munich out on the run. So that tells you how strong a competition it was. So to go away from home in a UEFA Cup final against the top team, and some incredible footballers they had too, to get a draw was great. But actually, we should have won 3-0. Ty Ovan.
It was Paul Miller who scored for Spurs in the first leg.
I did a TV interview the night before with BBC, and they said, like, you haven't scored all season, Paul, be a good time to score. So maybe it was fated. And basically, a caller come over, and I rose and headed it in, and yeah, it was a great moment, and something to treasure.
The corner came in, Miller scored. He didn't score many goals, so that was it was a collector's item, and it gave us a goal, and we were going back to White Hart Lane for the second leg level, which was good, although we probably should have been ahead.
Spurs were also dealt a big blow as captain Steve Perryman was suspended for the second leg of the final after he picked up too many bookings throughout the campaign.
Jan looked like a true captain would. He supported and helped us all along the way, giving talks and in trying to inspire us. And even to this day, he talks as though almost like he was the manager, really. He became part of the management team. So it must have been incredibly tough, but then he got to see it from another light, and obviously Ozzy gave him his medal after the game. So he didn't even miss out on the medal.
It was also the end of an era for Tottenham, as legendary manager Keith Birkinshaw announced he was leaving the club after the final.
The manager, it was a pleasure to work under. He was a straight-talking, honest Yorkshireman who told it as it was, not in an aggressive, nasty manner, in a cool, calm, collected manner. Evelyn, I feel like it was a big mistake. We were on the cusp of something magical, and it already started. We'd won 3 trophies in 3 years, and we're ready to fly.
The 1980s also saw many issues with football hooliganism and crowd violence.
We coming down towards Calais, and the radio news came on about 11 o'clock. It said, BBC Radio News, a Tottenham Hotspur fan, and everyone cheered, was shot dead in the centre of Brussels last night. So we knew then it was going to be quite lively, and then after the game, there was absolute chaos. We were going to meet a couple of mates. We saw a bar before, Le Bar, Carnaby Street. We thought we'd meet there. When we got there, it was on fire. Police cars were being turned over, set on fire. It was absolute bedlam.
These issues only got worse, and 12 months later, English clubs were banned from European football for 5 years. Going back to the football, the second leg had arrived the 23rd of May, 1984, White Hart Lane. The stage was set for a special night. Things were not going to plan for Tottenham as Anderlecht took the lead on the hour mark.
All going apart from Anderlecht scoring and taking the lead. And again, with minutes to go, Graham Roberts just took it upon himself to go charging through and scored a goal, put it into extra time.
And it was like in the ground when Roberts scored.
Oh, the place went up. Me, my mates, even now, the hair goes up in the back of your neck just thinking about that moment. It was one of the great... A place erupting.
When it came out, my point was to put the ball back into the most dangerous spot that it could be to cause the most havoc in the defence. And luckily for us, it went through to Rob Moore, and he calmly struck it in the corner of the net. So I never felt for 1 second during the whole of both games that we wouldn't win it. Maybe Keith leaving had sort of built this belief inside of me that fate would win us the cup anyway, because Keith, last game, it felt like we're fated to win this trophy. We're definitely fated.
As neither side could be split, a penalty shootout would decide the winner.
And Tony Parks, who was the young goalkeeper, he was only standing in because Ray Clements, the great keeper, great keeper, was injured. And Tony Parks made this save, and it was absolute bedlam. The place went up, and it was insane.
Young goalkeeper Tony Parks saved 2 penalties, and Spurs were champions.
We took on the best teams in Europe, and we beat them. Certainly for me, it's my greatest achievement in football, in terms of trophies. Winning that was absolutely immense.
So win a European trophy in front of your own fans is quite unique. Not many teams do that, yeah? Still today, yeah, as well. So it was wonderful, and it's a magical experience.
40 years later, Spurs are still in contention for the Europa League, and they'll be looking to pick up a third UEFA Cup.
But certainly we've got the ammunition, we've got the players, the team, to win this competition hands down. I have no fears of anybody in it. So, yeah, I expect to win it. Sorry for saying that. That might put the mockers on it, but trust me, if we perform the way we can perform, we will win this competition.
Oh, the stick that everyone beats Tottenham with is they haven't won a trophy, for years and years and years. I mean, it is a long time. This is winnable. It's a good competition to win. And Postecoglou, I'm a big fan of his. He says he always gets a trophy in a second season. So I'm really hoping he comes through on that. And I think this is probably their best chance. I think it's a winnable thing, and it would be magnificent if Tottenham win this trophy.
Will this season be the year Spurs finally end their drought?